Hello again. Now in this session we will describe step by step the bonding procedures of ceramic veneers. Bonding is the most difficult part for the porcelain veneers. It is very sophisticated and require meticulous attention to all parts of its bonding procedures. So by the end of this session, everyone should be able to describe step by step the bonding procedures. So before you start bonding, we have to remove the temporary veneers if you are using a spot etching. So now by using any heavy duty scalers or universal scaler, you can apply it in the interproximal area and make slight rotation. This will lead to debonding or removing of the veneers, temporary veneers from the tooth. If it cannot be removed, you can cut it by the burr. Here in the slide we can see the area. Black areas means that there is a micro leakage related to that we are not doing bonding for all of the facial surface. We do only for the spot etching in the middle. So we have to remove the temporary first before you start removing all of any pieces of temporary. You have to check that you remove all part of the temporary before you start bonding, because any piece of temporary may interfere with the seating of the final ceramic veneers. So after removing of the temporary veneers, before bonding, we have to make a try-in for the veneer. First, we have to try it one by one and check the ceramic veneer using visual inspection to check the fit. Also, you have to check with a sharp explorer at the margin. You have to check they are fitted completely. There is no gap between the veneer and the tooth. Then you have to check it 2 by 2, because sometimes you may have one veneer that fit completely, but when you put the two veneers or two adjacent veneers together, they cannot be fitted together because one may interfere with the other. So you have to check 2 by 2. For example, start by central incisor, 2 central incisor, then you go to one right central with the right laterals and the right lateral with the right canal, and so on. So you have to check that every adjacent veneer will not interfere with the adjacent veneer. We check the fit, we check all of the things. The only thing that should not be checked before cementation is the occlusion. So we have to check the fit, we have to check the shade, we have to check the form, shape of the veneer. All of this should be checked, but avoid to check the occlusion before cementation. Occlusion will only be checked after bonding or cementation, because if you check the occlusion before cementation or bonding, this may lead to fracture of the veneer because it's not supported by the resin material. Every kit of the resin for bonding of the veneer contain what we call try-in paste. We can see here a syringe with a try-in base. Every kit containing some materials. We have the resin cement usually with different shades. We have the try-in paste, we have the silane coupling agent, we have the etching, hydrofluoric acid etch for the ceramic, we have the phosphoric acid for the etching of enamel. This will be the complete kit. We have the bonding agent. All of this will be a complete kit of for the veneer. So we have to use a resin cement. Usually they are supplied by different shades, either by the shades of Vita shades, A1, A2, A3, or some manufacturers supplied by opaque, translucent, and like that, dentin shade. So we have to check which resin to be used or to be used for cementation or bonding of the veneer by using the try-in sheet. So every corresponding of every resin cement have its corresponding try-in paste. So before your cementation, you have to check the final shade of the restoration using the try-in shades. So the try-in shades have two functions. First, to hold all the veneers in place and let the patient check in a mirror for the form, for the shape, for the color of the veneers. The second is to select the suitable shade of the resin cement before you start to bond, because once you bond, you cannot remove the veneer again. So the try and paste give you benefit of checking the form, shape, and the color for the patients, and also what shade you should select for bonding of the veneer. Bonding of veneer will involve management or surface treatment for two surfaces. The first is the tooth and the second is the ceramic. We start first to treat the ceramic, and then we will go for the tooth. For the tooth, we will make an etching by phosphoric acid. For the ceramic, we will do etching with hydrofluoric acid etch. Then we apply silane coupling agent for the ceramic. So for the ceramic surface, we have to do etching, hydrofluoric acid etch, and application after that, rinsing and washing, application of the silane. So the mechanism of bonding in veneers involve two techniques: micromechanical bonding and chemical bonding. Micromechanical bonding, we obtain it by etching with the hydrofluoric acid with the ceramic, give me micro pores that will give micromechanical interlocking. And after that, we apply the silane coupling agent. The silane coupling agent will give me a chemical bond between the resin and the ceramic. So it is very important, chemical and micromechanical. In the tooth surface, we will have micromechanical, depending by etching with phosphoric acid and using a bonding agent. So for the ceramic, we put etching, then silane coupling agent. Then we have to do bonding to both the ceramic bonding agent for the ceramic and for the tooth, and the resin will be used in between. So these are the different layers that will be applied during bonding of the veneer. So silane coupling agent is very important to be used to provide chemical bond between the resin and the ceramic. Nowadays we have what we call universal adhesive. Some of the universal adhesive had include in its composition silane. So with this type of adhesive, you can use it without separate silane application. But you have to check your universal adhesive. If it contains silane, you can use it. If it does not contain silane, so you have to use a separate silane portion. Now, this is the veneers. We have to place the hydrofluoric etch for micromechanical. Then we have to make etch dryness of or cleaning of all of the hydrofluoric etch. It's preferred to use ultrasonic cleaning to remove all any remnants of the hydrofluoric etch. Then you have to make dryness, complete dryness. And when you have a etched ceramic, it usually have a white, fluorescent white appearance like etched enamel. Sometimes the veneer may come to you from the lab pre-etched. So how can we know that the ceramic is etched? By putting a drop of water inside the fitting surface of the veneer. If it is spread, so it is etched like in the right side. In the left side, the drop of water does not spread over the etched surface, so this means that it will not goodly etched. If it is pre-etched and you try it, your ceramic in the patient mouth discontaminated, so no need for re-etching. You can use a phosphoric acid for cleaning. So phosphoric acid will not affect the ceramic surface, does not etch. We use the phosphoric for purpose of cleaning of the fitting surface if you try it and it is contaminated by saliva. After etching, we have to place the silane coupling agent in the fitting surface. It should be left for 1 minute for dry and makes gentle dryness after application. Then after you do this treatment for the ceramic, you have to go for the tooth, put your rubber dam and make good isolation. Then you start to etch the tooth with the phosphoric acid for the enamel 30 seconds, or any exposed dentin only for 15 seconds. Then, and here we have to do 2 by 2. During etching or bonding, you have to do 2 by 2. you have to start with the two central, then lateral and canine, then a lateral and canine. And during bonding, you have to preserve the adjacent teeth from extension of the edge and the bond by using either celluloid strips or prefer to use a Teflon strips. Make etching for the tooth, apply the bond, do not light cure the bond. We have to light cure the bond during seating of the veneers with the resin. So now we are applying the bond and we place the resin inside the veneer, and we can see here that we are using sticky pool to hold the veneer. By insertion with a rotation movement from the incisal to the cervical, we now start to apply the veneer over the facial surface. Start 2 by 2 first, then after holding you have to do tachycure. Tachycure by 1 second from the labial and the palatal surface to make partial setting of the resin cement. After tachycure, start to remove all of the temporary cement. Then once you remove all the temporary cement, you can make a complete curing. Start the curing in the palatal surface, then to the labial and incisal surface. After that, you should use the dental floss to remove all of the excess cement. And after removing all of the excess, you have to finish remove any sharp part from the bonding agent. You can use a scalpel or finishing pairs, and this will be the shape after final bonding. So bonding is very difficult. It has to be strict to the bonding protocol. You should make an isolation, good isolation in order, and you have to remove all of the temporary excess cement at the margin and interproximally to avoid inflammation of the gingiva later in and staining and problems. This will be the end for this session. The next session we will cover what are the ceramic materials that we should select to be used with a ceramic veneer. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.